All right, welcome to part two. This shouldn't be a part two, but I accidentally pressed the wrong button on my phone. I'm sorry for a part two, but this is part two. All right. So by now you should have done line number one. Okay. Line number one. Okay. Easy peasy, right? I think so. All right, so remember, we're doing a mixture of quarter notes and half notes, okay? So remember, half note gets two numbers. Big one, it should either get a big number and a small number, okay? So let's look at line number one, okay? So we start off with four quarter notes, so easy peasy, big one, big two, big three, big four. Easy peasy, okay? Then we go to two half notes. Remember, the half notes get two beats per half note, okay? So since this first half note comes before the second one half note, we're always going to give that big one and little two. So that takes up the first two beats. And then the second one, we got to go to four. So the second one gets a big three, a big four. Okay. The third measure, easy. We've already seen it. One, big two, big three, big four. All right. Last measure. We start off with two quarter notes and then end with a half note. Okay. So we got big one, big two, big three, little four. So if we were to clap and count this is what this would sound like. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Notice. Okay. Do notice. Okay. Remember, I did not clap on 2 or 4 right here because we don't re-articulate the small numbers, okay? So that's why we write these as small numbers. It's because we don't want to re-clap them, okay? We don't clap small numbers, okay? So watch me again. All right, 1, 2, ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Notice I never clap the small numbers, okay? Good. Let's go over to, let's do line 17. So this line, so 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth, the fifth line. Do the fifth line, okay? This is a mixture of quarter notes, half rest, half notes, half rest, and quarter rest, okay? So do line number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the one that starts on measure, or that says has a 17 by it, okay? Do that one. I'm going to write it on my board. All right, so this one's pretty easy, I think. Okay, it's just got, like I said, this is just review. Okay, if anytime you need to stop this video and restart and re-go over it just to make sure, okay, do it. I encourage you to do all these on here. Okay, I'm not requiring it, but I encourage you to do all of them because on the test this Friday you will have stuff like this. Okay, I encourage you to do every line, but I'm just going to skip around and make sure we get the important ones. I am laying the foundation for what you should do by yourself, okay? So let's look at that first measure. We got two quarter notes followed by a half rest, okay? So obviously the first two quarter notes get big 1 and big 2. The half rest gets, since it's a half rest, it still gets two numbers, so it should get little 3 and little 4. Make sure those little 3, little 4 has a dash in it, okay? Remember, dashes represent silence, okay? And then the second measure, we got a half note and a half rest, okay? So since the half note comes first, we're always going to give it big 1, little 2, and then the half rest is going to get little 3, little 4, dash, okay? Now look at the bottom, okay? Our first thing that comes in that third measure is a quarter rest, all right? So it's going to get a little 1 with a dash, then we got a quarter note, so big 2, and then a half note, so big 3, little 4. All right, you with me so far? If I'm going too fast, pause the video, okay? If not, then keep up. I'm playing. All right, but if I am going too fast, pause the video, okay? I'm trying to make these videos shorter so that I can get to more quicker, okay? All right, look at the last measure. Again, we start off with a quarter rest, so we're going to give that little 1, dash. This time we have a half note on beat 2. So that means it's going to get big 2, little 3, and then we finish it off with a big 4. All right, easy peasy, right? I think so. Hopefully you think so too, okay? So if we were to clap and count this one, okay? And remember, when we do the quarter rest, we only misclick once, okay? Not one, we wouldn't misclick twice because the half rest only is 2 beats long, okay? So look, let's listen to me click and count this, okay? 1, 2, ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Notice right here, I didn't click on 3 because the 3 is small. Okay. Look at this measure. Okay. 1, 2, ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Notice that I only clicked on 2 and 4 because that's where my big numbers are at. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. If you have any questions, make sure you answer. Text, or not text me, but email me. Okay. Email me. Email me. Email me. Okay. All right. So to go over some new stuff, go over find chart 3. All right. Find chart 3. All right, I did number this one, so yay me, I did number this one, okay? This is going over quarter notes. Do you remember how many beats, or not quarter notes, sorry. This is going over whole notes. Do you remember how many beats a whole note gets? It gets 4 beats. So how many numbers does it get? 4. Now, if you remember from your note tree, I'm not asking you to get your little note tree out, but if you remember from your note tree, I made you write out a whole note like this. Okay, we got that whole note right there. I made you write out the counting as big 1, little 2, little 3, and little 4. Why did I make you do that? Because you will only tap out beat 1, but beats 2, 3, and 4 will not. So if I was to get to hit a whole note, this is what it'd be like. 1, 2, ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Did you notice how I didn't tap again? Watch again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? The whole note gets all 4 counts, but you only tap it once. Okay? So, let's look at number 1. Okay? Number 1. All right? I'm going to write it up here. I'm going to switch pages. All right, so I got number 1 written up here, okay? So, if you look at it, we got half note. In that first measure, we got 2 half notes. Second measure, whole note. Third measure, 2 half notes. Last measure, a whole note, okay? So, if you want to, you go ahead and fill out the half notes. We know half notes get 2 numbers apiece, so big 1, little 2, big 3, little 4. Okay, big 1, little 2, big 3, little 4. All right, do you remember how I just showed you to count whole notes? Okay, remember, whole notes get all 4 beats. So we're just going to give it a big 1, a little 2, a little 3, a little 4. All right, big 1, little 2, little 3, little 4. So if I was to tap this measure out, it would go like this. Ready? 1, 2, ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Notice how I never tapped on the small numbers. I never tapped on the small numbers. You get that? Okay? Good. Let's try something a little bit harder. Go to line number 3. Try line number 3 by yourself, okay, while I write it. All right, so number 3. Easy peasy, right? We start off with 4 quarter notes, 4 time, okay? So big 1, big 2, big 3, big 4, okay? We got it in the third measure too. Big 1, big 2, big 3, big 4. We already know the half note measure, okay? Big 1, little 2, big 3, little 4. Okay, we've seen the 2 half note measure all the time, okay? Easy peasy. All right, now we got the whole note at the end, okay? Remember, big 1, every time you see a whole note, it will be big 1, little 2, little 3, little 4. Every time, no matter what, okay? So if I was to tap this one out, this is what this one sound like, okay? 1, 2, ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Are you starting to understand it a little bit? Okay, whole notes are pretty easy to understand just because you know they get all 4 beats in the measure, right? They get all 4 beats in the measure. All right? So, your homework for the night, okay, if you look at your lesson plan, okay, these are the things I need back for today, okay? Anything else you can keep, please. Anything else you can keep. I don't want all the paperwork back. So, for tonight's homework, the 25th homework, okay, it is going to be this note naming sheet, okay? Note naming number 6. I know it's blurry, but it says number 6 at the top, okay? Note naming worksheet number 6. Make sure you do the bell ringer on the front, okay? And then you're also going to finish out chart 3, okay? You're going to do chart 3, 4 through 7, okay? chart 3, so this thing, that page, chart 3, 4 through 7, okay? Everything on there we have gone over at least once, so you should know how to count everything by now, okay? If you don't, go back to the videos from last week and find out where I'll teach you how to count this stuff, okay? The videos will stay on YouTube for however long this class takes, okay? If you have any questions, just feel free to message me, okay? Bye.